Now, normally I don't talk about feminist frequency. She doesn't need any more attention than she already did. And she does intentionally make herself out to be the victim by conveniently blocking all posts on her YouTube channel until it's time to appear like a martyr. In other words, she won't allow anybody to say anything on her videos, and then all of a sudden she'll open up the floodgate for when it's a convenient time, such as this. However, this is not about feminist frequency. I mean, it's bad what she does, but it is not moderator, so therefore, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the moderator aspect of it. On her Twitter feed, she just said, let me quote it here. Thanks Xbox One, E3 press conference for revealing to us exactly 0 games featuring a female protagonist for the next generation. It's true. Whether or not we agree with it, whether or not we care, besides the point. It's true. There is no significant female protagonist in gaming. Never has been, never will be. And you can argue Metroid, you can argue Tomb Raider, sometimes Resident Evil, whatever. There is not the significant female protagonist base as there is the male base. Not saying that there needs to be, not saying that, it would be rational to try to target a wider female audience, whatever. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you about how moderators fit into that equation. And, honestly, I do think there are a lot more women gamers than we give credit for. I mean, there are a lot of women gamers, not casual gamers, not console fags, or whatever other words you want to use, just actual women that play video games and have no, ulterior motive of getting free gold in World of Warcraft because they have boobies or whatever. But that, again, getting off topic. If you look at the Twitter feed, if you look at the replies she posted to make a martyr out of herself, mind you, you'll see things like, hey there, can you just stop being retarded and bitchy? No? Oh, shut the fuck up, cunt. You are one dumb cunt. I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. In general, men are better at battle roles and other battle type stuff than that's why Tomb Raider sucks dick. Relax, it'll all be over soon. Women don't belong in video games, blah blah blah. It's just troll fuel. Now, what does this have to do with moderators? Well, if a moderator were in this situation, if a moderator were moderating Twitter right now, this moment, and this was happening to feminists, who do you think the moderator would go after? If you said anybody else but feminist frequency, you'd be absolutely wrong. They would attack feminist frequency for this bullshit. I'm sorry to confuse feminist frequency. I'm kind of sick right now. That's why I haven't made videos in a bit. But yes, if you were to have a moderator in this Twitter situation right now, they would have probably banned or in some other way came down on feminist frequency because she is in the minority. That's how it works. They want to attack somebody, so they're smart enough to deduce that feminist frequency is the unpopular opinion here. It has nothing to do with the fact of how she's acting. It has nothing to do with the fact that if she's harassing somebody or insulting somebody or saying something unintelligent or whatever. That doesn't matter to the moderator. What matters to the moderator is the fact that they want to hurt somebody. They're rapists. They get off on raping people. And the easiest way to rape somebody is to rape somebody unlikable. To rape somebody who nobody cares if you rape. And in this particular case, that would be feminist frequency. If feminist frequency was being moderated right now, she would be the victim, not the people attacking her. Because the people attacking her would obviously have each other's back. Now, this is not to say that they are completely protected from moderators. If a moderator wanted to randomly, out of these 200 and some people, pick one of them to go after, probably nobody would notice in the fray. But even if they were to notice, nobody would probably care. Because they have no self-gratification. They have no self-preservation. They have no desire to have freedom and liberty for themselves as individuals and have individual solidarity. All they care about is attacking feminist frequency over some bullshit she said about there not being female protagonists in games, which is completely true. I don't get what the anger is about. It wasn't a false statement, and who fucking cares? Like, would it really hurt you as a gamer if there were more female protagonists? Would it somehow change gaming forever? And maybe gaming needs to be changed forever. Obviously, gaming is not in a good place right now when Xbox One thinks that they have the right to surveillance you 24/7, to charge you exorbitant fees, to make backward compatibility obsolete and just out of the picture entirely. Xbox One is not very popular right now for a lot of different reasons, and it shouldn't have been a long time ago. Years ago, decades ago, people should have been this opposed to the entirety of the gaming industry, both for its overpriced goods because of the moderators involved in the gaming industry, and how, I'm not talking about server bans, I'm talking about Xbox Live bans, I'm talking about Steam account bans, and things like that. And that's why I don't, have any respect for the PC gamer, because PC gamers try to act like they're so much better than console gamers because they don't have to deal with the console bullshit. Well, you just have to deal with the guys who created it to begin with. Everything that Xbox and PlayStation and Wii and all of them are doing, the PC market was doing long before them. Long before there was Xbox Live, there was Steam. And long before, all this no backward compatibility and shit, there were patent and copyright laws that PC games were enforcing to try and corner the marketplace. They're just copying off their predecessors. But somehow the PC gamers are better because of it. So it's just so convoluted, and it's an inception of moderators. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just layers of moderators on top of each other, claiming one is better than the other, and blah blah blah. Who fucking cares? None of you respect my rights. You don't respect yourselves. You don't respect each other. So why the fuck are we listening to a goddamn word you have to say? The only thing I care about is if I buy a game, I want to be able to play that game forever. I have the key code in my hand. I go to type it in so I can register my game for an account. Ta-da, I'm playing. That's it. I don't want to have to, only be able to do that with new games. If somebody bought the game at some point and then decides to give it to GameStop or sell it at a flea market, that's their business. And a lot of people will get on that, debate topic, but they won't get into the aspect of, so if it's wrong to stop people from selling their games, why isn't it wrong to ban them from their game? They're not even trying to resell the game. They simply want to continue playing it, but can't because their account was compromised. So, selling something is your right to do, but having the entirety of your purchase isn't. That's the insane world we live in, thanks to capitalism. That's the insane debate we have to deal with, because we live in a world, well, in Western society anyway, where the marketplace has no flaws, where anyone that is of the merchant class is automatically right. It used to be at one time they used to say the customer is always right, but that never applied to Western society's thinking. At no point was the consumer the one we were worried about. At no point were we concerned about the rights of the people signing the contract or being under litigation or obligation. We have always sided with the person that controls the capital. We have always sided with the person that already owns the means of production and therefore doesn't need any legal or societal leverage. We don't need to defend these people. They have the money. They have the resources. And they're the ones that own the game. So if they own the patent to Tomb Raider or Mario or Mortal Kombat or what the fuck ever, then why do we need to defend what they do and why they do it? The fact is, We are the ones that want those games, but we're not getting them because they're being assholes about it. Because it's not enough that they just charge us for the game, we pay for it, and then we play it. There's got to be some kind of stipulation in between that. Why? Why is that necessary? Why is that not considered criminal? It is criminal. In any other situation, it would be considered a felony. It would be considered an extortion, conspiracy, fraud, thuggery, whatever. So why is it when people pick and choose to ignore the law, suddenly it doesn't apply? That's why I say, if I see a moderator, I'm going to shoot them. I'm not going to, try to hide that fact. I'm not going to be ashamed of it. I will shoot them dead. I will put a gun in their mouth and blow their brains out. Because I can. Legally and morally. And I plan to. So, you need to argue with me on my level. You need to argue with me that somehow they are not infringing upon the law. I am not defending myself by stopping them from infringing upon the law and vicariously infringing upon me. And then you need to explain to me a more constructive way of going about dealing with this problem. I don't want to hear just deal with it. I don't want to hear just go somewhere else, just buy another product. Because that is not an answer. That is just simply defending what they're doing and trying to delegitimize what I'm saying. So argue on my level, or I'm going to fucking ignore you, and if you get caught in my crossfires, well, that's your problem. I'm done.